Okay. So, okay. So on Friday we see about number like a single row functions, few of them, right? So we'll see about the remaining functions. What we left with that. Okay. So we completed the till character functions. Today we are going to see about the date functions and the number functions and the analytical functions. Okay, so what are the date functions we have? So if you want to perform the arithmetic operation on the date, arithmetic operation on date. So if you want to find out between two dates, how many days I have, how many months I have. Okay, so then how will performing the action like 5 minus 2, you are getting 3, 2. So in the similar kind, what are the number values we are performing that? In the similar way, we can able to perform the date arithmetic operations, date calculations, and all those things. To perform that, we have different types of functions like months underscore between. Okay, if you provide the two dates between the like two dates, how many months we have? If it is a 30 days, it will give the 1 month. Okay, so if I have like a 25 days, it give like a 0.75 or 0.67. It calculate the percentage of that month and it will provide the month. Okay, add months. So if you want to add, so now we are into November 22nd. If I add like a 1 month, if I want to add 1 month for this, so usually you will add the plus 30 days. So for some months you may have like a 31, you may have like 28, 29, right? So you cannot able to add exactly 1 month after it in some days. Okay, in that case, the function add underscore months function will help you. Okay, see what are the things we have. We'll take and we'll see the things. Add underscore months will help you to add the months or to subtract the months. Okay, if you want to know previous month day, okay, so you will use the subtract. Next day function will help you. So what is like from today onwards, what is the next day of a Sunday? So if I want to know what is the next Sunday date, so if I want to know, so if I want to know like a next Monday date, next anything, if I want to know, we'll use the next day function. The function name itself, you have the next day. Okay, the last day. So if you want to know last day of the week, last day of the month, last day of the year. So based on your requirement, you can able to add that. So use that, not add. Okay, round function. So how the round function, if you want to know about the round function, we need to complete about the number functions. So usually in the mathematical calculations, if you have 0.5 below, then you can make it as a 0. If it is greater than 0.5 or 0.5, you will make it as a 1. So in the similar kind, round function will perform that. So you are like 12 p.m. less than that, it will show the current day. If you are greater than the 12 p.m., 1 p.m. or 12:30 p.m. like that, it will go for the next day. The similar kind, it will work for that. So round function will work for the hours. Okay. So trunk. So what are the hours we have for that 2 days, right? So if you want to know what is the exact date of that, what is the exact date, you no need that hours, minutes, and all those things. In that case, we will go with the trunc function. Okay, in that case, we will go with the trunc function. See, we will see each and every one with the examples, and we'll go with the number functions. Okay, so as I said, the months underscore between. Okay, so how can we use that? Months underscore between will count the number of months between two dates. Pass the date like a underscore date of always try to use the to underscore date function to avoid the confusions of the system. Now we are on 22, right? So now I am passing it as a 22. Real. Real is the system defined table. Dual is the system defined table to perform the temporary actions, temporary calculations, temporary operations. If you want to perform, we'll use the dual table. Okay.
Explain any tables. Not from dual. Explain from any table.
Okay, if I did with the same calculation with a different table, okay, so what will happen? Treat like I say employee table. Okay, it perform the calculation for every row one time. The same operation you are performing with the multiple times. How many records we have, that many times you are performing the same calculation, same operation. Okay, no use, right? So system defined table will contain that dual table will contain only one row with a dummy column. Okay, that's why what are the things we are performing the temporary operations to call the functions, to call the anything. So it's a PLSQL code, it's a SQL functions. We'll use the dual table. Okay, so what other things we have? Add underscore months. Okay, so now I'm adding with the add underscore months. Dual table. Okay, so dual table. Now I'm adding 1 month here. So simply, if I am adding with 1 month, it is going for a December 1st. So now if I add the 2 months, okay, it is going for that. Okay, now how in the usually how will you do? Usually how will you do if you don't have that function? If you don't have that function, how will you add that? Don't have that function, you will add. Now see, this is your November 1st date. Now if I want to add with the 10 days plus 10, it is going for the 11th November. So if you add 1 month in the sense, you will get the, now you are getting with the same date. If I add 1 month here, so you are automatically getting the same results if I add 30 also. Now see, if I add the 2 months, you are going with the 1st January. Now if I want to add 2 months, I'll add with the 30 plus 30, 60. It is going for 31st. Okay, so the system cannot understand the system directly itself. Okay, to understand very clearly, so we'll use the add underscore months function. Okay, now we added with the 2 months, right? So we can add with the 1 month, we can subtract the 2 months, September 1st. Okay, that's the way we'll use this add underscore months. Okay, now we have next day. Okay, so see, take this next underscore day off. So whatever the things we have, we require Sunday. So what is the next Sunday date from the today onwards? From today onwards. So you are in which day? 22nd. Next Sunday is
28. 28.
okay. Now we are in this date, November 1st. Now we see here what the date I have mentioning here, November 1st. Okay, from November 1st onwards, what is the next Sunday date?
7.
Okay. If I mention simply like a sysdate, if I mention like simply sysdate instead of this date, if I mention that what is the from today onwards, what is the next Sunday? You will get the 28th. Okay. So if I want to know Monday date, next Monday date, 29th November. So you are already in Monday now. You are not getting that month. So that day, you are expecting the next Monday date. So you are already in this Monday. So you cannot expect the same date if I use the next month, next day. So the name itself, you have the next day. Okay, you will get the next Monday date, not the 2 days. If you are in the today is the Monday also, you will get the next Monday date. Okay, so and we have other thing last underscore day. Okay. Okay, last underscore day. Okay, for this you don't need any arguments here. It simply it will take the last day of the month, whatever the date you are passing, whatever the date you are passing, it will simply mention that. Okay, now I am passing with the 1st November. We are getting the 30th. Okay, now I am passing with the 12 December 1st. I am getting the 31st December. Okay, now I am make it like I say 30 December. So 31st December. So for that, that is the date of the last day, right? So that's why it is showing. If you ask any date of the month, it will pick the last month of the date. It will provide the last month of the date, last day function. Okay, so what the definition we have here, last under the of the month in the input date. So whatever the date you are passing, it will provide the what the month we have for that, it will display that. Okay, so what we have other things you can able to use. You option to use this. Okay, now we have this, right? Now see, we have another functions in the date, another functions in this date. Sysdate is the function to, it is the function to display the current day of the system. So what the date we have in the server, it will display that. So you are in the US, okay, you are in India. The system is maintained in the US in the sense you will get like a 2021 maybe. So if you are in the morning, early morning, so that US people will be in 21st only. So actually, you are in 22nd now. So now the date is become like both are the same. We are like left with a 5.5 hour of time with a 12 hours maybe. Okay. Now if I see in the you are in the we are in the early morning state. Those people will be in 21st. Okay, you may get that at 21st. So whatever the server is having the date, current date, that will show to you. Okay, for use the sys date. Okay, so this is about the sys date. We have another thing, sys underscore sys timestamp. See, we have the date functions, sorry, date data type and timestamp data type. If you want to maintain only date, we'll use the date data type. If you want to maintain the date and time, we'll go with the timestamp data type. Okay, so now to display the date and time, we have the sys timestamp function. This is the function to display the date and time. Okay, now we'll see the round function and the trunc function. Okay, round. Use the round of state, it will display the same. Okay, so the sys date now we are getting the date value as the now you are seeing like for the sys date you don't have any hours here. The system can understand with the date and time. Okay, so with the date and time. So see, to understand for you, I'm displaying with the timestamp here, sys underscore timestamp, sys timestamp. See now you are getting the 23 November. Okay, so now I am taking this as another in export. So if you don't know, like if you don't have patience to write that, you don't have patience to write that to underscore date and all those things, right? Simply take the insert statement. It can frame the so with the time zone. If you want to display, we'll use the zone. Okay, we don't need all those things. Hour and the minutes and the seconds.
Yearly. Okay, the year. Here it was showing PM, there it was saying 2-1. Excel 2-1. How 2-1 makes it.
Okay, DDMONYY 657 and so hour, minute, second. Okay, we need to remove this. So we have the hour and the minute and second only. Okay, now I need to use this format. We are using round here. So now just I remove that round. Okay, 6:57 a.m. 6:57 a.m. now. Now I'm rounding it. You are getting 22nd. Okay, a.m. till 11:59 a.m. We'll get the 11:59. Okay, 22nd. Okay, now I make it like I say 12:1. Like sorry, 13:1. Now we have put like a hour, like 24 hours format. Now see, if it is like if it become like a 1 p.m., it is going for a 23rd. Okay, so this will give the round function, like this will work like this. Okay, so what we have, trunc function. So same, what will happen, trunc. Use the trunc for this. Simply nulled it out, or zero. It make it as a hours become like a zero. Okay, whatever the hours we have, it nulled it out, or it trunk that. It remove the hours and display the actual date of the date. Okay, so if you are like a 3 hours also, it will show 22nd. Okay, if you are like 1 a.m., 2 a.m., anything. So if you, it won't bother about if you are in the half day or like first half, you are in the first half or second half, it will display the actual date only, same day, current day only, it will display. Okay, so this is about trunk. Okay, trunk will act like I say two ways. So to trunk that, you will get that. So if we want to find out the first day of the month, so if you pass like any date, I need the first day of the month. Okay, I need the first day of the month. 1st November. Simply, if we use like it will display the first day of the month. If we use the YY, use the YY. First year of the day, year of the day, year of the first day. Okay, we have a lot of things for that. Q, you are in the current quarter, right? Quarter first day. Okay, we have 4 quarters. Jan to March, April to June, July to September, October to December. Okay. For the day in the sense that will give same week start day. Okay, okay. So if you want to know, so the week can start from you are in like 22nd. So the week will start from Sunday to Saturday. Sunday to Saturday. Okay. So you are in for that particular week. What is the first day? What is the first day of the date? So you are like if you pass till 27 also, you will get the 21st. Make it like as a 28. It will go for the next week. So that will be the first day of that particular week. Okay. So DD. DD or date anything will display the same. What are the things you have, right? That will display the same day. Day. So DD, we don't need what that in this. Okay, in this date, you don't have any dates, other dates here. DD in the sense what the day you are passing, date. 22nd, 23rd, what the day you are passing, that will display same as is. If you mention like a day, so day in the sense the system can understand this way. So that particular week, which day you are in. Okay, what is the first day? It will show that. If you want to know like last day, what the function we use the last underscore day function, right? The similar kind. Okay, so now we saw about the trunc function. Now we have, if we want to know first day of the month, we'll use the trunc. If you want to know last day of the month, we'll use the last underscore day function of the date. Okay, clear about this? Now, I required output from you people by giving some scenario here. If I run the if I run the report, so if I run the report in the current month, if I run the report in current month of any day, if we are running the report on the first day of November, if we are running in the 30th November, so I need the report of the last month. So last month first to last month last date. You got it? So now you need to find out the, so you are in whatever the date you are passing for that, for the previous first day and the previous month last day, you need to find out. Okay, got it? So you are into, now we are in 22nd November. Okay, if I run today, okay, now we need to find out the, so what we have September, October, right? October. We need to find out October 1st. This is from date. And the October 31st is the last date. Have any transaction information, or I need to retrieve the who are all joined in the last month. Okay, usually you will mention so now the requirement would be in the real time. So where if someone is pulling the report, so that the user can always get the requested to get the last month data. Okay, so if it is the first day, like we did the 1 month having like 30 days, 1 month having like 20 days. So you cannot able to provide like always like 1 to 30 days. Okay, so if you want to pull that report, we need to use the functions, whatever the functions we have mentioned, right? Use that functions and calculate the, so if you pass any date, you need to get the previous month day, first day and last day, need to get it. Okay. This is about the date functions. Okay, you can able to add and subtract how many days you require. So 6 date plus 10. So it will give the next 10 days date. What is the next 10th day of the value? So date. Okay, if you want to know last 30 days back, what is the date? Subtract that 6 date minus 30. Okay, so these are all the date functions we have. Okay, I'm removing this. Okay, what other things we have? We left with the number functions and the multi-row functions. Okay, so number functions. It accepts the numeric input and return the numeric values. Okay, so it take the input as a number value and display the output also number value. Okay, so what are the functions we have for that? Round function. Okay, round function we have. So I already said if you have a 0.5 less than, it will display 0. Greater than that, it will. So scale value can become like as a, to round it out the values, we'll use the round function. Trunk. So how the date function is working, how that hours get become 0, that like a same trunk. Mod function. So see, if you want to perform the arithmetic calculations, we'll use the select to real. Four. Okay. So if you want to perform this, so we have the sum function for this. The sum function, okay, this is not the number function, this is the multi-row function. Okay, I will let you know. So if you want to perform that, we'll use that 2 by 2. We'll get the 1. Okay, we have the here divisible number, divided number, and remainder. We have. Now, so if I use the mod of 2 comma 2, so what the remainder you will get? So mod function will help you to get the remainder value. So now you are getting the what the divisible number, how many times it is dividing that. So 2 by 2. If I use the 4 by 2, we'll get the it performing the 2 into 2, right? So you will get the 2 times. Okay. Now if I use the 4 by 2, we'll get the 0. 40 by 2, you get the 0. Okay, mod function will help you to get the remainder values. Okay, so mod function will you get to the remainder values. So what are the other functions we have? So as I said with round and trunk also, we'll see. So 40.2, 40. Point 5, 40.99. Okay, 40, 40, 40. So everything is same. Now we are dealing with 40.20, 40.5. Everything you will get the same 40. Okay. Now I want to round it. So if I have 25, so I need to round it the point values. Decimal values. I need to round it as a decimal values. See, now I am making it as a trunk of. So what are the integer what the number value we have, that I am rounding it as a 1. So see, if we have the 2 decimal values here, it will make it like as a 1. Okay, now we have 5 here. Now we have 5 here, 50. So now I am make it like as a 1 for that. See what will happen here. 40.5. Okay, so now here you will mention here as a 1. 40.9, right? Now same that I am mentioning as a 2. Okay, now 40.20 will display the same. Hey, what is happening? No, it will trunk. Okay, trunk, right? So it trunk the decimal values. So this is not the round function, right? So now I'm looking at this. I'm running as a round function. Okay, trunk in the sense how many decimal values I need to trunk. If you have 10, I need to display only 2 in the sense use the 2. It will display the how many decimal values I need to display in that. You are not performing any round operation here. Okay, simply use the round function. Okay, 40.2. So you are rounding it. So it 20 only, right? So you here you see 40.5. So it is now okay. 1 minute. You can observe with the without decimal values and you will get it that. 40, 41, 41. Okay. So if you want to round it out the null values, we'll see about 1 minute. .1. So 55, 56. Got it. So if you want to round the null values, if you want to round it like a 1 digit or 2 digits, based on that, you can work with that. Practice with more. Okay. So what other things we have? What other things we have? Floor. Okay. Floor. Floor, seal. Flooring. So down. Ceiling, upside. Ceiling fan, floor fan. Similar kind. Floor in the sense down value. Ceiling in the sense up. We have two functions, floor and a ceiling. Okay. So if you want to know, now see, we are into, you are earning near about of 99.9. Okay. So some people will treat like as a 99.1. Some people will make it as a he already about to reach 100 rupees. So those people can make it like as a he earned 100 rupees. Some people will make it like as a 99. He earned exactly 99 rupees, not 100. So there is a variation, right? So based on that your requirement, if you want to make it like I say earned money, actual earned money, about to earn money, right? In the similar kind, there is some gap. So see, if I use the 40.59. So the similar you will use the round function, it will make it like as a 40. Use 41. If I use the 40.59, it will go become like as a 41. Okay, if I use the 40.01, also you will get the 40 floor. So what is the earlier previous integer value? Okay, you are into treat like as you are into 40. You will get the 41. So we will get the 40.99 also 40. Now, what other things we have? Seal function we have. Yeah. Okay, see, we are make it like as a 40.10 only. We can understand with the same example 40.3. So if you earn more than 1 paisa for the 99.1 also, it become like as a 100. It will show as a 100. Okay. So in that way, floor function will give the previous integer value. Ceil function will give the next integer value. Next, nearest integer. What is the previous nearest integer for the floor? So what is the next nearest integer? Is the ceil. Okay. So this is about these functions. What we have other functions here. Okay. Case conversion functions we have. Case conversion functions. So you are into number data type. I want to make it like as a so this case in the sense upper lower init cap is already explained. Okay. Conversion functions we have. Conversion functions. Case conversion is different. Conversion function is different. So now we are into number data type. Selection, describe the EMP table. Now we have the employee number column with the number data type. Okay. Now I want to make it like I say that character values. So I need to make it like I say that is a character value. So how can I convert that? We have the functions like to convert the data from one data type to another data type. One data type to another data type. So if we want to convert that into character, we'll use the to_char of MP number. Now, whatever the values we have in the number data type column, that become like as a character now. Okay, that become like as a character now. You can verify with this. Simply can able to create the table, right? Simply create table. How can we create that? How can we copy the data from one table to another table? Okay, so create E as EMP. Now I'm creating the E table with the employee table. So this is already used by someone. So I'm maintaining the E1 table. Now see, E1 table has been described with the employee number with the number of rate card. Now I'm displaying mp.star comma to_char of MP number and ENO. So simply I'm converting the some column value. I'm converting the some column value here. See, I'm not creating any table here. I'm converting so column value employee number as a to_char of employee number with the ENO column. So I'm deriving some column with. Okay, now I'm making it like as a E2. I created the table, right? No, see here. Now the E number column has created with the varchar 2 of 40. It's a character data type. Okay, we converted, right? ఇక్కడ ఏం చేసాం మనం నెంబర్ కాలం తీసుకున్నాం. ఓకే, నెంబర్ కాలం నుంచి ఆ నెంబర్ కాలం ని to_char అని చెప్పి కన్వర్ట్ చేశాను నేను. ఈ నెంబర్ కి కన్వర్ట్ చేశాను. ఓకే, ఈ నెంబర్ అనే కాలం డిరైవ్ చేశాను. ఆ డిరైవ్ చేసినప్పుడు అది ఏంటి నీకు ఎంప్లాయీ నెంబర్ కాలమ్ ఇస్ ఏ నెంబర్ డేటా టైప్ కాలం యాక్చువల్లీ. you converted with the 2_char.
Okay.
Now that is actually converting into character or not need to be verified as. ఓకే, అది వెరిఫై చేయడానికి కోసం ఏం చేశాను, నేను ఒక టేబుల్ క్రియేట్ చేశాను. టేబుల్ క్రియేట్ చేసి దాని డేటా టైప్ ఏంటి అనేది నేను నీకు చూపించాను. నేను చూపించినప్పుడు నీకు 2_char యూజ్ చేయడం వల్ల అది varchar 2 of 40 అని చూపిస్తుంది. అది దాని మీనింగ్. ఓకే, సో ఇఫ్ యూ వాంట్ టు మేక్ ఇట్ లైక్ యాస్ ఎ డేట్, okay, else we will see, we'll drop the C2 table now. Okay, drop C2. Now we'll make it like I say hire date column we have, right? Hire date. Okay, now new hire. Okay, now I am make it like as a same column. Describe this table. Now see, new hire a column is created with the varchar of 18. Okay, now you converted with the date value to character, number value to character. Okay, so if you want to convert other data type to another data, one data type to another data type. So you are already into number, you no need to, if you are already into varchar, if you use that type, if you don't use that, no use. So you are into different data type. If you want to convert from one data type value to another data type, we'll use the case conversion functions. Sorry, not the case conversion functions. 2_char, you understand, right? Now, if you have the varchar column value, so if you have the varchar, so now we have the date column. Okay, now we have the date column. Now I'm trying to convert with the number. 2_number is the another function to convert the date values to number, character values to number. Okay, now if you want to convert the date into number, first you need to make it like I say, I make it as a 2_char of hire date. Okay, now I'm mentioning this date values like a DDMM. Okay, now I have the values without any special characters. Okay, so now I make it like I say 2_number of this date value. Now this become like I say number value. So if you are in a character data type, you don't have any special characters maybe, then you can simply convert as a number. సో ఈ కన్వర్షన్ ఫంక్షన్స్ యూజ్ చేసేటప్పుడు డేట్ ఉన్నప్పుడు ఆ డేట్ని నీకు కావాల్సిన ఫార్మాట్లోకి కన్వర్ట్ చేసుకొని తర్వాత నువ్వు నెంబర్ యూజ్ చేయొచ్చు. ఓకే, సో యూ హ్యావ్ ద ఎంప్లాయీ నెంబర్ కాలం. ఓకే, యూ కెన్ సింప్లీ కన్వర్ట్ దట్ ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఆల్రెడీ varchar data type. So if you want to make it like as a number data type, you will use it 2_number. When if the column does not have special characters, alphabetical characters, if you have that, you will get the invalid number error. See, now 2_number of hire date. See, invalid number for use for e-name. So you are already having the varchar data type column. Inside that, if you have only number values, then only you can able to convert that number to the character to the number. So if the values is already alphabetical numbers, if you have, it will give the invalid number error. నువ్వు కన్వర్ట్ చేసేటప్పుడు ఐఎమ్ యూజింగ్ ద 2 number, why it is not converting? In the sense, there may be a special character, there may be a character values. Okay, so we can able to find out the values. So other than the number, whatever the values we have, you can able to find out. Yeah, tell me now. Now we have the employee table, right? So now I need to, now I'm converting that, say, now I'm dropping this table and make it like I say, so EMP number. Okay, so ENO is my column. Now I created with this, check what are the column values we have, number, both will be same. See the data in that. See the data in that. Select star from E2. E2. See, now values will be same in both. You don't have any special character, no alphabetical values in both. So now you can try to convert that, say 2 number of ENO. You won't get any data. So EMP number 2 number NO. No, you won't get any data because you don't have any characters in this. Okay, now I'm making like I say another value. Minute. I'm taking insert statement E2. Okay, now 7935 is another employee. I'm going to insert here. Millers. And for this employee, I'm adding one special character here. So alphabetical characters here. Now I inserted this. Now I inserted this. See in this, you are getting the invalid number error. You are getting the invalid number error. So now I'm make it like I say, I'm putting as a comment and observe this. Because of this record, you are getting the invalid number error. Now you have very less data, you are able to compare and seeing this. Now I want to find out those type of, you are getting the invalid number, meaning is you don't have any other characters. You may have other characters other than the numerical values, you may have other characters. Now I need to find out that. I need to find out this. How can you find out? So what are the functions just we discussed yesterday and now, right? With using that functions only, you can able to achieve with this. So going with the translate function, you can able to achieve it. So what the translate function does? So it replaces the character by character. Okay. How many number values we have? 0 to 9. Only 10 numbers. Only 10 digits we have. So pass the 0, 1, 2, 3 like 9 values and replace with the null for that. See here. Now, so we have other things also. No need to worry. I will definitely help you with the regular expressions we have. Now I am make it like I say 2 underscore, sorry, translate of ENO. Okay, ENO. What I'm saying 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So I am make it like as a null. So if you want to pass it null for that, you no need to mention anything. So by default, it will take as a null. By default, it will take as a null for that. Okay. See now, can you observe here? Translate of this, you haven't mentioned anything, right? So that's why it is giving the error. So what is performing here? So other than what we have E, right? So what about that E? What is happening, man? Translate function will work for how it will work. How it will work, translate. So what I'm performing here. So we have this string. We have this string. In this, wherever we have this star slash, you are make it like as a underscore. Okay, you are make it like as a underscore for that. So you have the star here, you are make it like as a underscore SQL underscore plus users guide. Okay, so you are make it like that. If you have space, it replace with the hyphen. If you have star, it replace with the hyphen. If you have slash, it replace with the hyphen. Okay, now in the similar way, it need to be workman. If I use the translate here, wait. 1 minute. What is happening? Why it is not coming? Oh, this is working. 69, it is replacing with the null. So if we have
E.
now, I'm trying to translate.
Instead of E, we are replacing some value, correct, sir?
It is not working. You cannot able to replace with the null for that maybe. So what it is performing 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you are make it like as a zeros for that. Seven, 3, 6, 9, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So what is happening here? You need to get like a, okay, 7, 4, 9, 7, 3, 6, 9. Anything miss here? No, right? 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, here we mention like a 6, 9. I need to make it like as another 0. Okay, now try with that why it is not working for the that. So now we have the option. If we have only number values, if you have only number values, you will get the 0, 0, 0 for that. Four digits, right? You may get only 4 digits. So you are getting only like all the numerical values here. Now I am make it like as a not equal to 0, 0, 0. So you can able to find out using this also. You got it right? We have the regular expressions. We will find out that using that. Okay. And try to, if you really understand this, you need get some idea about this. This is the function we can use. So you have the idea, you can able to Google it something and you can able to get it. So everyone can work, man. So need like if it is the real time guy, you can get some ideas. So you may have the more like Oracle experience, Oracle subject. So Oracle trainer is having the more subject than me. Actually, the college student, college trainer we have, right? So he may have like more than that, more than me, but he cannot able to get the ideas how we are getting here. Okay, so this is about the conversion functions. We have to underscore date. If you have the date values, so if you want to convert that into date, we'll use the to underscore date function. To underscore date is the another conversion function. If you have the number values, if you have the character values, if you want to convert that into how we converted that date to the number. So on top of that, you can make it like as a to underscore date of that column value, DDMMYY, like what the format you require. If you convert that, it automatically convert. So while converting that date to number or anything, so you need to use, sometimes you need to use to underscore char function in between. So how we converted that date to the number, we converted that into to underscore char. On top of that, we converted, right? ఇంతకుముందు మనం కన్వర్ట్ చేసినాం కదా డేట్ నుంచి క్యారెక్టర్ నెంబర్ కి. ఇప్పుడు ఏం చేసాం టూ అండర్ స్కోర్ క్యార్ యూజ్ చేసి ఆన్ టాప్ ఆఫ్ దట్ వీ యూజ్ ది టూ అండర్ స్కోర్ నెంబర్. ఇన్ ద సిమిలర్ వే సమ్ టైమ్స్ నువ్వు నీ డేటాని బేస్ చేసుకొని నువ్వు రాసుకోవాల్సి వస్తుంది. సో సిమిలర్ గా ఇలానే రాయాలి అని రూల్ లేదు ఇక్కడ. నీ డేటాని బేస్ చేసుకొని యూ కెన్ observe your data. You can how to compare that, right, one by one. So try with any one of that, it may click. So everyone does not have the same data, right? So you may have the different data. Your organization is having the different formats. So how the date formats we have in that particular format, you need to mention and need to be used that. Okay, we have these functions: to underscore number, char, to underscore char, to underscore date. Okay, this is about the conversion functions. So what we have other things, group functions and the analytical functions. So mod function, square function, power function. So power function will help you to power the, so if you want to know 25 the power, 25 into 25, how much we will get? 625. So if you want to know these all things, I will say this document. So square function. So what is the square of that? So 625 square, 25. So we'll get this all mod ASCII. Okay, ASCII function. So if you want to know, so ASCII function, see, we have the E2 table. E2 table, we have the employee number column. So where number column, E number, we have the character column. Now we see the ASCII values for that. From E2. Okay, so what we have here, E number, E name. So ASCII of MP number. SCII.
Yes.
So Oracle implicitly converting here. So you are maintaining the date number values in the character data type. Oracle is implicitly converting to that and displaying the ASCII value is the same. So you are maintaining the number value in that character data type. So you may, so what, okay, you see, you get some idea now. Now I am sorting the data order by EMP number. Now 73697499 you are getting in the respective order without the any fail. Now I'm make it like I say ENO. See here any one of these having the difference. No, right? So I will show you another example. Okay. Select one. Okay, this is the table we have. And okay, so we use the union here. Now I make it like I say 111 111 and okay, we have four different values 1, 10, 20, 111 like this, right? Now if I sort the data order by 1, if I use the order by 1, it sort the data based on the first column output. So if you have these D and E columns here, now it will sort the data based on first column output 1, 10, 20, 111. Okay, now I make it like I said 2. It sort the data. It sort the data based on second column. Now see 1, 10, 111, 20. Okay, if the value is in character format, your number values you are storing in the character data type. Okay, so see you are not getting the actual Okay, so you are not getting the actual correct results here because of the character data type. ఇక్కడ చూసారా డేట్ నెంబర్ ఏంటి 1 సో స్మాల్ సో 10 is another next biggest integer. So other than that 111 is the biggest integer. No, right?
No.
20 is the next biggest integer. You are not getting that value. See for this for ASCII values now. So you are getting the same ASCII value, but you are not getting the correct result. Okay. So you would get some discrepancies due to data type mismatches sometimes. So if you are performing date value or number values in the character using the character data type, so you always need to use the to_number function. You always need to use the to_number function. Okay. So this is about the functions, single row functions. We left with the multi-row functions. What we have. So we'll finish it now itself. Okay, single row functions we left. So I will send this document. I thought I already shared this. Okay. Here, whatever while using the date functions, right? Date formats, day, number of days in the week, DD. So everything I have mentioned here, I will send this. Okay. What is the meaning of YY? What is the meaning of RR? Everything will be there. Okay, so we left with the aggregate functions now and analytical functions. So aggregate functions in the sense multi-row functions. So multi-row, so you are performing any action like you are earning like 1,000 rupees in the, your salary is how much? 1,000. You will say something 1,000. So if you have group of people, so what is your salary? What is your salary? What is your salary? You ask like that 5 people. So who is earning the more money? You are looking out who is getting the maximum amount of money. So on group of data, you are finding out one result. Out of 5 people, you are trying to fetch one result. Okay. So if you want to know what is the average salary, you are getting for all the 5 people. So you will sum it and by divide it by 5. Okay. So you are getting only one output for entire group. That's why we are saying the multi-row function or a group function. It will work for the multiple records and display the one result for each and every group. Minimum, maximum, average, count, sum. So if you want to sum the all salaries as a group, we'll use the sum function. Okay, if you want to average it, we'll use the average function. Okay, so if you want to find out the minimum salary, we'll use the min function. Max, average, sum, count. If we want to find out the in that particular group how many people we have, we'll use the count function. We have only 5 functions here. See, minimum, we'll use the min function. Maximum, we'll use the max function. Average, we'll use the AVG function. Sum function. Count is a function to count the number of rows or records. Okay, we have here star. We have here column name. So if I use the count the all the records from the table. Okay, if I use the count of column name, it use the count of given column values. Okay, if you have the null values in that particular record, if you have the null values in that particular record, it won't count that. Okay, this is the count functions. How it will work? We'll see. So I'm doing this all these things. Select star from Okay, so we have this. So we have here group department wise. We have a group here. See, for the 10th we have 3 employees. 20th we have 5, and the 30th we have 6. Okay, we have the group of things here, department wise group we have. Now I need to find out the maximum salary of this entire group. So you have subgroups here 10, 20, 30. Okay, treat like as a this 14 implies one group. So I need to find out the maximum salary. Sort the data on salary column. 800 is the minimum, 5000 is the maximum. Okay, now I want to find out the maximum salary. Max of salary. 5000. Minimum salary. You got it, right? Minimum, maximum, you can able to get it from the same query itself. No need to use different types of queries. Average of salary. Okay, now I need to find out the sum of salary. Okay, so you have this 29,025 rupees divided by 14. If you did that, you will get the average salary. See, you can able to catch that. Divided by 14 from dual. See, 20,000, 2,073 is the average salary. So if you can observe here, 2,073 is the average salary you are getting. Okay, it is working correctly, right? Okay, so these are all the minimum, maximum, and we'll see count function. I said, right? Count star 14. Okay, count of EMP number. Okay, count of commission. See, count star, count of EMP number is having the same result. Okay, so if I use the select star from EMP here, I'm pinning this output and see here. Now we use the count star. So how many records we have, it displays that. Okay, now we use the count of employee number. It count the number of values in this particular column. Now we use another thing as a count of commission. It count the number of values. 300 is the value, 500, 1400, 0 is also value. Other than this, these are all the null values. Okay, so it is not at all counting the null values in the count of column name. It count the all not null values. It may be have a duplicate, it may have non-duplicate. I don't bother about that. It just if the column is having the value or not. It check for that. Okay. So this is about the count function, right? Now, if we want to use the aggregate functions. So I already explained about in classes, from classes I said, right? Classes I explained, no? No, right? So this will come by tomorrow, I thought. Classes we have. We'll see about that in classes also. We'll finish it here. So you may get some relief in that classes. Okay, so we have this, right? So if we want to use that, we need to use the group by class. Now we are finding out for all the groups, you are using the, for all the employees, you are finding out the one group. So you are treating like, if you want to make it like as subgroups, department wise, I need the maximum salary, minimum salary, average salary. For that, we need to use the group by class. This is the group by class. So if you want to work with the group functions, we need to use the group by class also. So group by class, like DEPT number. See, now I bifurcated the data with the department wise. So you don't know, like for this is the maximum salary for which department, this is for which department, this is for which department. You are not able to identify here. To identify that, use the grouped column in the select list. Select list. See, 30th we have 2850, 20 we have 300, so 3000, and 10 we have the 5. You can check with this. So 10th department, it is showing the minimum is 1300, maximum is 5000. Okay, check with this. So 1300 is minimum, 5000 is the maximum. You are getting that, right? So if you want to use this, we will use the group by class. Okay, if you want to make it like as a group by. So here, whatever the columns we are using here. So if I use the like department wise, job wise, I need the average and minimum. Now I'm trying it. It's showing the not a group by expression. So whatever the things we are using, these are all the group functions. These are all the group functions or grouped columns. Okay, these are all the non-grouped columns. These two are the non-grouped columns. Whatever the non-grouped columns we have in the select list, that column must and should be in a group by class. Okay, so now I am using it. Now I am using it as a group by department number, comma, job. Okay, now you are getting that, right? Now I am removing in this place select list. Now I'm removing the select list. So whatever the columns we have in the select list, that columns, non-grouped columns, that must and should be in the group by class. Whatever the columns we have in the group by class, that may or may not in the select list. So meaning enti ante no department wise, job wise group chesu, kani it is showing as a department wise as a group. Department wise it is showing 3 groups here. But if you don't know like what that job for this salary, what the job for this, what the job for this. If you want to understand the output clearly, you need to use in a select list. So you don't need, bother about the output as what is the 10th department Shiva salary, Ravi salary. If you want to know very clearly, use the job as in the select list. Got it, right? So we'll see in the classes concept by tomorrow. We'll see, right? We'll see. So this is about the group functions. Okay, so we have another things. Now we see about the group functions here, right? So we have another things like analytical function. Now we are finding out for every group as a one record. Okay, for every record, you are finding as the one group and getting the for every group as one record. Now we have 3 groups. Now you are getting the 3 records. Now I need to display. You are getting the aggregated value here. Aggregated value, minimum, maximum. You are finding out as a single output. Now I need to display actual values with the aggregated value. We have 5 people here. So what is the maximum salary? We'll get some value, right? I need to display the employee details along with the aggregated value. Now we are not getting the, if I use the department number, so job in the select list, that columns must and should be, we need to use in what we have job, right? Now, if I use this, you are getting the error. Okay, now I'm trying out only with the maximum salary. Okay, we have another functions. These are all things we have. Okay, now we'll see about the analytical functions. So what I said here, now what are the employees we have, the particular group, I need to display that employee details, whole employee details along with the aggregated value. In that case, I will go with the analytical functions. Now, this aggregate functions will act like as a aggregate functions and analytical functions as well. So whatever the function we have here, make it like as a analytical this, no, simply over ARTITION partition by department number. Okay. So to use that, we no need to use any group by class. So whatever the things we are using in the group by class, use it in a partition by class. Partition by class. Okay. So we use the now two non-aggregated columns here. Aggregated columns, this is the aggregated column value. Now see, it will work or not. So you are getting the 14 records and finding out the, for every department you are finding the, see here, check with the salary also. For this group, average salary is 5. For this, maximum salary is 3,000. For this group, we have 2850 as the maximum salary. So if you want to display, this analytical function will help you to analyze the data very clearly. The name itself, you have the analytical functions. So if you want, you can able to, your manager, now see, if we have 10 people in the team, so the manager required the, who is getting the how much salary, so who is getting the more maximum salary. So that employee can get the less percentage of that. Who is getting the minimum salary, take that employee, he can support him to get the more increment. If you have the clear cut idea about the data. We have 10 employees in our one team. So if you know like who is getting the, what is the salary, what is the average salary, what is the minimum, what is the maximum. If you know that, okay, who is getting the average salary less than the average salary. If you know you who is earning the less than the average salary of employees, he can find out easily using these functions, analytical functions. And he can give the, he can give some support for you to increase that. He can recommend. Got it right? Analytical functions will help you like this. Okay, so whatever the functions we have in the aggregated functions, these act like as an analytical as well. If we use simply over class. This is the partition by in the sense, if you want to make it like as a group. Now I need to make it like as a, see here, I can able to use all columns here. EMP data star. It will display the whole employee information along with the aggregated value. Now I am make it like as a job. Department wise, job wise, I am finding the salary here. So see, job wise, I have 3 jobs in clerk, manager, president in the 10th. See here, every salary has the different value. Same. See here. for this for 20th, we have the two clerks. So we are using the maximum salary. We are getting the 1100. Out of these two group, 1100, 800, you are getting the maximum salary as something. Okay. Anyone having any doubt in this? Anyone having any doubt? It's a very, very, very important. Okay. Other than the aggregate functions, we have another functions here. Now, lag, lead. Okay, lag, lead. So lag function will help you. Okay, now we have the department wise salary. Okay, now I need to compare previous department value to the current department. Okay, we won't use this calculation. We use the calculations like this. If you want to analyze the sales, okay, month sales, like prepare like a sales month wise sales. Okay, prepare like a group by month and count the number of sales, how much you did the sales, and perform that sum of sale amount or anything. Treat like I say, this is the first month value, this is second, this is third. Okay, 1, 2, 3 we have, right? So 20, 10, 20, 30. This is the previous month, this is the current month, 30 is the current month. Now I need to compare with the previous values, previous month value to the current month. అదే నేను రిపోర్ట్ చేయాలి కావాల్సింది ఏంటి మంత్ వైజ్ రిపోర్ట్ జనరేట్ చేయి నౌ సి we can get the report like we have higher date column here. Okay, now I need to 81, 82, 83 we have 80. We have year wise we can report the report now. Now I want to know how many people has joined year wise. Okay, now I need to underscore care of year date. Okay, what we have y. Now we get the data. Okay, how many people we have? So we need to use the count star error. So because we need to use this in a group by class. Now we have the how many people have joined year wise. Okay, this value is in the character format, the system can get confusion. So I don't want to give that option as well. Now I'll make it like I say 2 underscore number. Okay, so I need to use definitely here as well. Okay, now we have this report. Year wise, how many people are joined? Number of joinees. Number of joinees. Now I need to compare last year to this year. So if you have there is any growth, any new employees are joined, like more number of, if you have more number of employees are joined, see here 80 are joined only one employee. Now 81 are joined 10 employees. There is some increment or hiring capacity is increase. Hiring people has increased, number of hires has increased. I need to know, so I need to display there is a growth. So if you have the opportunity, then only you can hire the people, right? So unnecessarily you won't hire the people, right? If you have the business, if you want to perform that operations, you hire the people and perform that operations. Okay, see here. So after 81, like in the 82, it joined only 2 employees. There is no growth here. Treat like I said, this is sales. 80 having like a 1 rupee sale. In 81 we have 10 rupees. 82 we have 2. This is 1. Now, if you want to compare that previous month to previous year to current year, next year, whatever the thing we have, I need to compare that previous year value to the current value and need to make it like as a some report. The business user or stakeholder cannot compare, cannot look into this all values. Okay, those people will maintain some status column. Growth, no growth, standard. Right. So, and if you want to make it like those type of reports, you want to make it like, so select here and okay, now we can make it like as a sales. Sales. Okay, now we have the sales, year-wise sales. Now I need to make it report like I said, growth we have or not. Now for that I will use the lag of sales. Okay, lag of sales over. I no need to use anything here. Order by simply. So I already performed the grouping operation inside that. That's why I'm not performing here. Order by. So here. Okay, this is the lag. No. So you are the first year is 1980 is the starting of the company. You don't have any previous month salary. So then you cannot able to get the previous month salary. So you will get the null sales. Null, previous month sale as a null. Okay, 81. You will get the 80 salary sales. You got it right? And for 82, you will get 81 sales. Then compare with these two values. Using case condition, case when sales equal to lag sal equal to no growth. If case, put the case statement like this. Case when 1 equal to 1, then no growth. Okay, if 1 is 1 greater than 0, make it like I said growth. Okay, so if it is like 10 greater than 10 less than 2, less than 2, then make it like I said drop. Sales has drop. Okay, now I am just explaining here with numerical values. So compare with your values. Pass this, prepare your data. Okay, we have some here in the YouTube. We have some PLSQL real-time projects or something like we have. In that we have more number of tables. Okay, more number of tables, retail domain tables. Okay, you too. Okay, go to this channel and else I will share that real-time project explanation one.
This is Joe. Say hi, Joe. Hi. He's a designer. A great one, I might add.
See, these are all the tables we have. Okay, inventory information. See here, we have this PLSQL real-time project explanation day one. In this, we have a lot of tables with explanation. Okay, create the tables and insert some dummy data. Okay, at least you can create this empty tables and I can provide the data. I have this data, I can give the insert statement for you people. Okay, at least insert one record from your side. Okay, you won't expect the simplicity of work. Definitely, you need to insert yourself some data at least. What are the things you have more and Spencer's, Ratnadeep, we have right. Insert some data about that and insert some customers. So what are the known customers you have, your friends information and all those things. Okay, that will give better information. See here PL SQL real-time project explanation day one. If you insert this data and we'll work all the people with the same tables. It's a similar kind of project. We have more than 19 tables in this. Okay, so watch this video and see the create the tables by tomorrow itself. We'll see that. Okay, now we'll complete this lag function now. Now you can prepare this. I already explained about inline view. So see here what I perform here. This is inline view. Whatever the things I have performed instead of table name. See here in this from class, there is no table name here. I pass some query instead of table name. I pass some query instead of table name. This is called it as inline view. If you pass any query instead of table name, that make it like as that we can call it as a inline view. Okay. So you can make it, you know, right, how to use the case statement and make it like case and perform this and get back to me by tomorrow with results. Okay, this is about the lag results. Lead. Give the next month, next year values to the previous year. See here. 83 does not have any year next year. You will get the null. 83 value to this. 82 values to 81. 81 value to the 80. This is about the lag function. Sorry, lead function. Lead. Next year, next record value to the current record. Lead. Previous record value to the current record. Okay. So now we have another things here. Now we have another things here simply. So employee data. Now first date. So first value we have. First value is the function to get the what the value is inserted first. Now let's see about date. Okay, if we want to use that, it's an analytical function. We need to use the over class. use the over class. Else, who joined first? Who joined first? Higher date. Based on higher date. So what that is showing? 7369 is joined first. So 7369, who joined? Smith. He joined in 9. See, I am sorting the data on higher date wise, joining date wise. So who joined 80? In 1980, he joined. Who joined 7369? Smith is joined. Now you are getting the value. So and employee number. Got it? First value. Last value also we have. So last value. Who joined last value? So you are not getting the correct results here. Name I haven't changed. Name I haven't changed here. So last value, right? I need to use. You are not getting the correct result here. So better we can go with the first value and put it 7876. Who is that? 7876, right? So now I'm sorting the data based on, so it's already sorted. 1983, 7876 is the Adams he joined. Very recently he joined. Okay, so last value having some troubles. If instead of that, no, there is some discrepancy. You are getting not the correct values, right? Because of that, we'll use, if you want to find out the first value in ascending. If you want to find out the last value, we'll use it descending. We have last value also, but it won't give the correct results. Okay, but only it will give the correct results. Okay, we have another functions. So lag, lead, and first value, rank and density rank. Rank and density rank. We'll see about by tomorrow, and we'll continue with the classes. We'll finish it out the classes and things. Okay. So I will share you people if you want to continue without delay. I have the previous session videos. I will share that. I'm stopping here. Anyone having any doubts?